You know, we've always talked about the police officers here. We say when you look at the rank and file of the police, the senior cadre, they are more, should I say, humane and civil to deal with. What's the cause of this, should I say, harsh attitude you get from the men, even below the rank of inspectors?
Well, but my little caveat is that it's also not totally true that the senior officers are removed from what the rank and file do on the streets. Some people send them there. Some people are supposed to supervise them while they are in the field, and to the extent that those people are not doing it effectively, can they not also be responsible, even though vicariously, for what they do? But having said that, the people who bear the brunt of material deficiencies in the police are actually the lower rank. They are the ones that stay at the checkpoints or roadblocks, whether it's rain is falling or sun is shining, and then their remuneration is also not much to talk about. And the attitude of members of the public, you have this mutual hostility. So it's like nobody is appreciating them. Mutual hostility. People resent the police even when they are carrying out their functions within legally permissible law enforcement circumstances. People just want the police to stay away. The very same way they want government to just stay away, because their experience with government has always been in relation to repression. So for them, a good government will be the one that doesn't come to trouble us.
What about the training? Because the training of such men in the lower cadre, doesn't it also affect their performance?
It's one of the critical areas we address. The training is grossly deficient. An average constable trains between 6 to 9 months. Those who come in as cadet inspectors or cadet assistant superintendent of police are there for 18 months. And they use the same manual that I've been using since colonial times to the present without a reform. So if you go to the average police training institution, like the one we have in Police College, they are a shadow of themselves. And this problem became acute between 2000 and 2004, when they had this massive intake of average of 40,000 police officers every year over 5 years, without preparing the training institutions to absorb this massive influx. And things really went berserk.
Did you say anything about entry level?
Yeah, we also talked about, because now the basic requirement is secondary school. And we are looking at a situation where national diploma or NCE could be used, because our educational institutions have also gone down. Graduates coming out of schools are not employable, and some, as an employer of labor, you can imagine what it is. So when you lower the qualification, you're actually getting nothing.
Does it really matter? Because now let's try and see if we can draw some comparison here. If you go specifically, now I'm talking about United States of America, you see loads of Marines, loads of U.S. Army, as well as police officers in schools. Now they're doing their first degree, so it means that they got in there
with college diploma,
with high school diploma.
It wouldn't have been an issue if the quality of education in this country is as high.
Oh, that's
remember, before, if you have standard 6 during the colonial, it's as good as secondary school certificate. But now we have situations where graduates cannot express themselves. So it's taking cognizance of these environmental challenges that we are saying, improve it a little bit. But if educational standards improve tomorrow, there's nothing stopping somebody who is a high school graduate from entering any of the services.
Well, it's not the first time we've spoken about police reforms. It's not also the first time that different panels have come up with their different reports. Why do you think it's been so difficult to actually implement reforms in the sector?
Well, this is the first time the call for the reform has been driven by civil society. Before, it has been government appointed people. Mostly those whom they appoint are those who recommend what the government will be comfortable with. But in our own, we had no such baggages, and that's why if you read the report, we are critical at various levels where blames have to be apportioned. And our reports have been made public from day one of its release. The Parascience Day one, I don't know if you guys have copies of it. People out there do not have it. Our own is on the internet. We're going to mass produce it so that people will take it and own it and run with it. It's not just for the groups that facilitated this reform. It's for everybody, because policing is a collective responsibility.